In this lecture, we are going to learn about function overloading. Okay, so the concept that we will learn is function overloading, and function overloading is also known as function polymorphism. Okay, polymorphism. So what does this mean? What does function overloading or function polymorphism means? Okay, so let's take one example. So what happens is, in function polymorphism, let's say we have a function that add numbers, okay, add integers. So we write a function. If we add integers, of course we will get an int, so return type will be int. Let us name it add int, okay, ints, which means it add numbers, okay, integers. Now you can add integers, so there can be two numbers, okay, there can be three numbers, or there can be four numbers, okay, any numbers. So what happens is, let's say our work is that at one time we may need to add two integers, okay, two ints. Next we might need to add like three ints, okay, and the last one is we need to add four ints, okay. So for this, what should we do? So as we don't know the number of arguments, it might be two integers, it might be three integers, or it might be four integers, okay. So we will write that, okay, int, we will specify this also, that add two int, okay. So add two int, then we can write int n1, int n2, okay, and then we can just return n1 plus n2, okay. So this is one function we need to write. Next one is we need to implement int add 3 int, okay. So now we will give int n1, int n2 and int n3, okay. So we will add all the three and we will return, so n1 plus n2 plus n3. So we will return this, okay. So similarly you can write for int add 4 int, okay, which will take 4 arguments and it will return n1 plus n2 plus n3 plus n4, okay. So this is fine, but really it's kind of repetition of our work, okay. So you could write add ints was a good function name, but because now the number of parameters are different, so you need to write it, okay, so that, okay, add 2 int, add 3 int, add 4 int. So is there a way out? Okay, so the question is there a way out? And yes, C++ provides you that, and that is basically function polymorphism or function overloading. So C++ tells that same function name, okay, so you can use the same function name and you can give it different number of parameters, okay. So you can give different number of parameters, okay, and those parameters can have different types too, okay. So parameters can be of different types, okay, and in fact the return type can also be different, okay. So the return type can also be different, but the thing is that if you have two functions of same name, okay, so two functions having same name and same number of arguments, okay, then you cannot have the same return type, okay. So this is the thing. Okay, so you can have different number of parameters or arguments to the function, and these parameters could be of different type, and as well as the return type could be different. Okay, so now let's see. So what happens? So this is the work, and we will see one example of function overloading where we have, so in this case what happened, we were talking about add integers. Okay, so add integers, so what it gives us the freedom is that now we can write int add int. Okay, so add int this function itself, and now we can provide different number of arguments. Okay, so int n1, int n2, then you can just say that okay, return n1 plus n2. So this will be fine with the same function name. Okay, so int add int. So now you can have in fact 3 arguments. Okay, int n2 and int n3. Okay, then you can return n1 plus n2 plus n3. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so int add int. Okay, so now you have the same, the arguments, there are 2 arguments of type int. Okay, add int 3 arguments of type int, and in fact now you can also have add int, so where I can give 4 arguments, int n1, int n2, int n3 and int n4. Okay, so 4 arguments are there. You can type return n1 plus n2 plus n3 plus n4. Okay, so this would be fine. So all these are now overloaded function. Add int is an overloaded function which takes different number of arguments. Okay, so this is one example. Here what we do is we see another example, and this example is that I want a function. Okay, so that does triples the value of the number you give. Okay, so its function is triple the value. So the function name that is suitable is triple value. But again, here the problem is I can have the number, I can pass it as int, I can pass it as double, I can have a number which is float. Okay, so now what happens, the problem is that you again, so in this example, if you don't have function polymorphism or overloaded functions, then again what we need to do, for integers I will have to write return type int, triple value int I have to add, I will pass argument as int val. Double, okay, it will be the return type. If the argument I am passing, I want to multiply triple the value of a double, so it will be, the function name will be triple value double, and it will be double val. Okay, and it will return double. If I am passing a float, then I will write a return type as float and the function name as triple value float. Okay, so this works fine, but what happens is that it doesn't look very nice. Okay, because triple value, the function name is triple value, whatever type is supported I should just get, and I need not define the type of the parameter. Okay, so let's see what is happening. So we will try to this code. So triple value int, I have one, triple value double, okay, is being called. Okay, so we have int, one number is int, one is double, and other is float. Okay, so 3 types of numbers are there. I want to triple them. This code does that. Okay, so I build this code and now I run it. So you can see triple value of I, which is integer, is 9, 3 becomes 9, double value 4.12 becomes 12.36, and triple of a float number 2.34 becomes 7.02. Okay, so this is fine. but it's not looking nice. We will use function overloading. So what will I do? I will just remove this int. From here I will remove this double. From here I will remove this float, and in the function call also I will remove int here, double is removed, and this float is removed. Okay, so now from int triple val, so now I don't need to add this specific int word here. Okay, so from triple value, this double I will just remove. Now this function is looking very good. Okay, so triple value. Okay, so now you provide it an int as argument, it will return an int. If you provide it a double, it will return you a double, and if you provide it a float, it will return you a float. Okay, so this becomes a nice code which demonstrates function overloading. Let's try to build and run it. Okay, so we build it, so it is working fine. Okay, it has been built, 0 errors. If you see here, 0 errors. Now we try to run it. So you see triple of I is 3 is 9, double value 4.21 becomes double 12.36, float 2.34 becomes 7.02. Okay, so this shows that you can use function overloading where we have the same function name but it takes different argument. Okay, and it returns also different argument type. Okay, so this shows that because the work is the same, function name denotes the work. Okay, the work is the same, I'm just tripling the value of the argument, and hence I should not again write triple value int, triple value double. This C++ feature of function overloading helps me in doubling the values. So I hope you understand this. Thanks a lot.